Hello everybody and welcome to Uproot Reddit. Being at home during this crazy time we're living in really put things to perspective for a whole lot of people. There are some you enjoy company with, and others you wish you could just kick them out of the house every chance you get. And then there are some who really shouldn't even bother showing their face at the front door. A home is supposed to be comforting and a relaxing haven for all. Even when you move to a new home, you want to personalize it to your tastes and preferences so you can feel comfortable when you walk through the front door. And since it's your home, you get to choose who gets to live with you. They shouldn't bother choosing for you. But if someone does come around and demands that they live with you, you have every right to turn them down. Consider Reddit user MFR1988, who has a demanding mother that has high standards, yet her actions say otherwise. When it comes to living in MFR's future home, in today's post, my mother who didn't raise me thinks that she is entitled to a mother-in-law suite when I buy a home. You know, I'm all for taking care of our parents, but I can already tell that idea is a terrible one. Here's how the conversation went down. Quote, quick backstory. My mother didn't raise me and her parents did. She always chose guys and partying over me and my siblings. This is why Child Protective Services has taken all 3 of her kids away. Once I became an adult and joined the Army, she would hit me up every couple of months asking me to give her different sums of money. She works, but it's a terrible job. Eventually, I asked her why doesn't she get a real job, and her response was, because I would be miserable doing that. Here, I got to talk junk to people and have fun. You know, that's all good if you can pay your bills, but she can't. She's done the same thing to my sister, who was also in the military. Taking advantage of military money, that's kind of exploitative, don't you think? Anyways, we continue. Anyway, I talk to her roughly 3 or 4 times a year. Last week, she was asking me when I finish school where I will be moving to. I told her I don't know. Her response was, well, wherever you go, you know I need a mother-in-law suite to stay at. Is that really important? Because last time I checked, there wasn't a law that required you to put on a mother-in-law suite at a house, especially if you get your own house. Anyways, we continue. My response was, no, I don't. After that, I got bombarded with how my generation doesn't know anything about respect and how I wasn't raised properly. Mind you, I was raised by the same people as her. Also, how my dad wanted an abortion, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. After all that, I said, thanks, but I'm still never going to have an in-law suite for you. Well, enjoy your freaking life, is the last thing she said before hanging up. I'm sure in a couple of months she'll call asking for something again. Sorry this is so long. To be fair, MFR, your appropriate response was apt because her demands, honestly, that's pretty tall of a demand. And to demand your kid to take care of you when they are trying to live a life of their own, that's really pushing it, especially if said kid is in the military. You can't just take their military paycheck and just use it and spend it willy-nilly on partying like you used to do. And honestly, if they have the time and attention to take care of you, they do so without you pounding your fist to the table and demanding it. You're not a 3-year-old kid anymore, Mom. So if we're honest here, it's best that the mother stay in her own house until she can pull herself together. Now, there comes a time where we're able to get along with our family members. And then there are other times where we just want to take our things and leave to the next city or the next country over. And for daughters, that may be the case. Being in a relationship with mom is, it's like a 50-50. Sometimes moms and daughters get along. Other times, moms and daughters butt heads. Or in some cases, they want to put each other in a headlock. Take Reddit user Flossie1907's interaction with her mom, who is enforcing her definition of womanhood on Flossie in today's post, entitled "Mom Pressures Me to Shave My Legs." In all honesty, it's a personal preference, so enforcing something like that really goes against a person's free will. But anyways, let's look at how this story goes. Never did I expect to post this sub, least of all about my own mother. Here's some backstory. I, a 17-year-old female, generally don't shave my legs unless it takes my fancy. In which case, fine, I'll happily do so. Haven't done so in a few months. Wasn't planning on it either. Mother dearest is of a different opinion. So picture me tending to the rats, watching the vicious monsters sleep peacefully. Mother comes upstairs, cup of tea in hand, places it down, turns to me. "Thanks, Mom," says I, to which she replies with a finger pointing at my ankles. "Look at that. You need a shave." Now, mind you, I'm conscious of my ankles at the best of times, stemming from an incident with my entitled father where he jokingly accused me of having cankles. I don't talk to him anymore. You know the phrase, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." That's a lie. Sticks and stones can break your bones, however, but words leave emotional scars that are very, very damaging and very hard to heal over time. Anyway, I tell my mother that it's wasted effort and there's no point. I don't want to. A small back and forth ensues with no progress in sight, and her saying, "You can't try hair removal cream because you're getting a car. You can't just ask for stuff." So she retreats to her room, only to return seconds later. Behold, an electric razor. How about a big fat no thank you? "Here, I bought this for me, but you can have it," says Mother, pointing at the leg razor attachment with the attitude of 1,000 bratty children. Don't think I'm her favorite at this point. So I say thanks, then return it the next time she appears. I spent a lot of last night crying and angry. Oh look, a time skip. So today it comes up again while walking the dogs. Paraphrasing ahead, but it's okay because no one likes hearing an entitled mom speak. Isn't that the truth? I've always been of the opinion that as a female, shaving is necessary and shows you're making an effort in relationships. Otherwise, it's unsightly. And if you don't make any effort whatsoever, where do you go from there? Your boyfriend might say he doesn't care, but he might not be telling the truth. You don't have to shave, but I think you should. So if we were to translate that into modern day language, we would just say that the entitled mom is telling you to shave. Or not telling you, demanding you. I have been told by the boss to shave once per week, just like her. Because us females must apparently have legs as smooth as the cardboard box we all seem to come in. So upon my return home, I hopped in the shower and shaved, crying the entire time. To say looking at my beautifully smooth limbs disgusts me is an understatement. I despise the way I feel, for I know it came from someone else's opinion of me. This is why words can hurt worse than any stick and stone. It's unleashed a bout of insecurity centered around my cankles. I have shaved to avoid judgment or further bother from Mother. I have allowed myself to be pushed around by someone else, which is the worst feeling ever. So from here on out, I shall return to my old ways. Shorts are no more, jeans are my comfy clothes. If my hair disgusts people, then I'll not force the sight upon them. They aren't entitled to my smooth legs. They don't get to see legs at all. And I'm not shaving my poor leggies again. Much love, a smooth person. Well, good for you. And also, here's a quote from Flossie. Edit. Boss refers to my mother as boss of the household. Duly noted. Dear ladies, there is no right or wrong way to embrace your womanhood. If you want to wear makeup, wear it. If not, then don't. In the case of Flossie, if you want to shave, then shave. If you don't, then don't. As long as you are you, that is what's most important. Be true to yourself, and don't let an entitled mom's perspective drown your womanhood. Based off of these two stories, however, living with an entitled mom can be more of a burden than a blessing. I wish I could give another example, but other than that, that's all the time we have for today. We'll be back for more Paranoid Parents posts right here on Uproot Reddit.